1. हेलो, थैंक यू। नमस्कार, आप सभी का हार्दिक हार्दिक स्वागत है, अभिनंदन है। जैसा कि आप सभी को विदित है कि CSIR निस्पर के एक सप्ताह एक प्रयोगशाला कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत आज 12 सितंबर के दिन एक महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। इंडियाज स्टार्टअप रेवोल्यूशन एन एक्साइटिंग जर्नी फ्रॉम एन आइडिया टू मार्केट। आइए अब कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत करते हैं और स्वागत करते हैं। सर्वप्रथम मैं हमारे मुख्य अतिथि को मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूं और अनुरोध करती हूं कि वो अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर ओमकार राय जी, तालियों से, जोरदार तालियों से हमारे मुख्य अतिथि का स्वागत। एग्जीक्यूटिव चेयरमैन ऑफ स्टार्टअप ओडिशा, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर एंड CEO सेमटेल एवियोनिक्स लिमिटेड। सर का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आज के खास कार्यक्रम में। अब मैं अपने विशिष्ट अतिथि श्री पुनीत कौरा जी, चेयरमैन CII दिल्ली स्टेट काउंसिल, एंड उनका भी स्वागत करना चाहूंगी। और निस्पर की निदेशक प्रोफेसर रंजना अग्रवाल मैडम जी को भी मैं स्टेज पर बुलाना चाहूंगी। आप सभी से मेरा अनुरोध है। साथ ही डॉक्टर सुजीत भट्टाचार्य जी, चीफ साइंटिस्ट एंड वर्कशॉप कोऑर्डिनेटर CSIR निस्पर, डॉक्टर नरेश कुमार जी, चीफ साइंटिस्ट एंड वर्कशॉप कोऑर्डिनेटर CSIR निस्पर। आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि मंच पर पधारें और डैश पर अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अब मैं आज के कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर ओमकार राय, विशिष्ट अतिथि श्री पुनीत कौरा जी, प्रोफेसर रंजना अग्रवाल मैडम और साथ ही मंचासीन अतिथियों से आग्रह करूंगी कि मां सरस्वती का आह्वान करते हुए दीप प्रज्वलन करें। दीप प्रज्वलन के लिए हम आगे बढ़ेंगे कार्यक्रम में। जी, जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं कि एक दीपक की रोशनी से तमस को खत्म किया जा सकता है, उसी प्रकार आज इस कार्यक्रम में जो ये दीप प्रज्वलित हुआ है, ये हम सभी के भविष्य में बहुत सारा उजियाला लेकर आए, ऐसी मनोकामना के साथ अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, हमारी संस्कृति, हमारा भारत और भारतीय परंपराएं हमें विरासत के रूप में मिली हैं और दीप प्रज्वलन इसी का एक महत्वपूर्ण छोर है, जिससे हम अंधेरे को मिटाकर रोशनी करते हैं। और इसी कड़ी में हम अतिथि सम्मान और सत्कार को भी ईश्वर का सत्कार मानते हैं। तो आइए हम भी इसी परंपरा को निभाते हुए आगे बढ़ते हैं और मैं प्रोफेसर रंजना अग्रवाल मैम जी से निवेदन करूंगी कि वो हमारे मुख्य अतिथि श्री ओमकार राय जी का स्वागत करें, शॉल, पौधा और स्मृति चिन्ह देकर। जोरदार तालियां। तालियां अगर बजती रहती हैं तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है। करतल ध्वनि हमारे शरीर को, हृदय को भी जो है बहुत लाभ पहुंचाती है और साथ ही कार्यक्रम में एक ऊर्जा बनी रहती है। मैडम से मैं दोबारा अनुरोध करूंगी कि हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि जी, मैम से मेरा अनुरोध है कि हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि श्री पुनीत कौरा जी का भी स्वागत शॉल, एक पौधा और स्मृति चिन्ह देकर करें। सर, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। भारतीय परंपराएं अक्सर बहुत ही सुंदर और सांस्कृतिक होती हैं। इसमें रंग बिरंगे रंग होते हैं और अतिथि सत्कार इसी का एक अभिन्न अंग है। आइए अब, धन्यवाद मैम, स्वागत है सर आपका। निस्पर के निदेशक प्रोफेसर रंजना अग्रवाल जी का अब स्वागत करेंगे। मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी श्री सुजीत सर को कि वो मैम का पौधा देकर और शॉल देकर अभिवादन करें। जोरदार तालियां मैम के स्वागत के लिए। जी, अब मैं डॉक्टर नरेश जी से अनुरोध करूंगी। जी, अब मैं डॉक्टर नरेश जी से अनुरोध करूंगी कि वो डॉक्टर सुजीत भट्टाचार्य का एक पौधा देकर अभिवादन करें, स्वागत करें। जोरदार तालियां। जी, और अब मैं सुजीत जी से आग्रह करूंगी कि वो नरेश जी का स्वागत करें एक पौधा देकर। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। सभी मंचासीन अतिथियों को हमारा प्रणाम है और उनका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आज के कार्यक्रम में। जैसा कि हम सभी यहाँ एकत्रित हुए हैं और इस बात पर मंथन कर रहे हैं जो कि आज का विषय है, तो आइए उसके बारे में कुछ जानकारी मैं आपको दे देती हूँ। भारत की स्टार्टअप क्रांति, विचार से बाजार तक की रोमांचक यात्रा, इसी विषय पर आज मंथन हम करने वाले हैं। और आज ज़रूरत है स्टार्टअप्स को विभिन्न माध्यमों से प्रोत्साहित करने की, जिसमें युवाओं में उद्यमशीलता का विकास हो, और इसी विचार को आज हम एक विस्तृत रूप देकर आपके लिए लेकर आए हैं। आज इस विषय पर महत्वपूर्ण उद्बोधन, चर्चा और प्रदर्शनी का आयोजन भी किया गया है, जिसमें स्टार्टअप से संबंधित प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रमों का विस्तार हो और स्टार्टअप के समक्ष आने वाली चुनौतियों की व्याख्या, साथ ही अर्थव्यवस्था में स्टार्टअप की भूमिका जैसे विषयों को हम समझेंगे। तो आइए अब कार्यक्रम में आगे बढ़ते हैं और अब मैं CSIR-NISpR की निदेशक प्रोफेसर रंजना अग्रवाल मैम से आग्रह करूंगी कि वो औपचारिक रूप से स्वागत संबोधन प्रस्तुत करें। मैम का स्वागत जोरदार तालियों के साथ। मैम प्लीज।
Namaskar and a very good morning to one and all. Respected Dr. Omkar Rai ji, who is chief guest today, Executive Chairman of Startup Odisha and former Director General Software Technology Parks of India. Shri Puneet Kaura ji, CEO Semtel Avionics, his guest of honor today. Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya and Dr. Naresh Kumar, Chief Scientist of CSIR-NISpR, and who are leading this program today from the front. Dr. W. Selvamurthy, who is a distinguished guest sitting in the front row. Shri Kuldeep Dhatwalia ji, Principal Director General PIB. Now he is part of CSIR-NISpR. I can officially announce that. Yesterday, Honorable Minister inaugurated Science Media Communication Cell. So Kuldeep ji will be heading that cell. So I would like to formally welcome him. And all other CII Delhi chapter who is with us, and all the distinguished guests, students, young entrepreneurs, innovators, I extend a very warm welcome to this inaugural session of India's Startup Revolution, an exciting journey from idea to market. This program is first in the series of our 1 week, 1 lab program. Yesterday we had inaugural. So this is the first mega event which we have planned on the startup event. So many of you who are very new to CSIR must be wondering what is this 1 week, 1 lab, 1 week, 1 lab. So now for the young students who are joining us, CSIR is one of the largest scientific organization in the country, which started before independence in 1942. It has 37 laboratories spread across the country, working in almost all domains of science and technology, be it biology, chemical sciences, physical sciences, aviation, marine sciences, geological sciences, you name anything, and there is one lab of CSIR across the country. And CSIR has contributed a lot in the nation building. When we are celebrating 75 years of independence, there are so many contributions of CSIR which has helped India to come into the global platform, whether this is the indelible ink or the baby food or the Swaraj tractor or the Sonalika tractor, genomics in the time of COVID, so many new inventions. So CSIR has contributed a lot. So that's why last year it was planned that because society, we have so many stakeholders, the society must know that what each lab does. How does it contribute? What are the success stories? So that the society should know how CSIR is contributing. So in this regard, every lab started celebrating 1 week, 1 lab to showcase its legacy, its achievements, its success stories to all the stakeholders. So we are celebrating it, and 11th to 16th is the time when CSIR-NISpR, National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research, is celebrating its 1 week, 1 lab. As the name indicates, CSIR, National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research, we basically work in the domain of science communication, communicating science to all parts of the society, whether this is the scientific fraternity or the students or artisans or farmers, you name anything. So our motive is to take science from lab to land to every citizen of India. And the second aspect is policy research. We all understand that without a good policy, it's very difficult to have, the implementation of the schemes or the thought behind it to execute it. So policy formulation is a very, very important part. So CSIR-NISpR carries out evidence-based science, technology, innovation policy studies and share it with the government, share it with the industry, and also share it with the society. It takes feedback from the society, what is desired from science and technology, and also conveys it. So we are basically a bridge between science, technology, society, and industry. So we work at the interface, so we play a very, very important role. Few significant achievements which I would like to highlight, particularly in the domain of policy research. And we all understand, because you all innovators, entrepreneurs are coming with us, young researchers, we must understand that when a technology gets transferred from lab to land, it must pass several tests. It must be evaluated at several stages. So one of the major activity which CSIR-NISpR has taken, that is the assessment of technology readiness level of CSIR technologies. So we have evaluated more than 400 technologies of CSIR across different sectors, across different laboratories, and we evaluated every technology through a framework which was developed in-house, and we selected 313 technologies which are having technology readiness level 6 and above. This particular document which we have created is not only a guiding document for CSIR to interact with the society, with the industry, but it is also a document for the technology developers, for the labs to, keep on pondering about the development of the technology. Let's say technology at level 6. Is it escalating to technology level 7 or 8? How much period it is taken? Why it is not growing up? Why it is stuck at that level? So, various kind of thought processes, recommendations we propose through this document. Similarly, when a technology is in the market for a, considerable amount of time, it's very important to evaluate its impact. What kind of impact that particular technology, that particular process has created in the society. So we carry out socio-economic impact analysis of the technology, and I am very proud in sharing with all of you that we have evaluated many technologies of CSIR, socio-economic impact analysis, and this has helped CSIR to take its initiatives from phase 1 to phase 2. For example, Aroma Mission. All of you know about Purple Revolution and how India has become self-reliant now when it comes to lemon oil. So we are now self-dependent. Earlier we were importing it. So this was Aroma Mission which has created a history in the country. So we evaluated its socio-economic impact analysis, and now it is in phase 2. So that kind of analysis we do, techno-commercial analysis, technology foresight analysis, benchmarking studies. So these kind of science, technology, innovation studies we carried out from our policy research. In this connection, startup innovation is one of our division where we want to study that how Indian ecosystem of startup innovation is coming up. What are the new opportunities? What are the new challenges? What are the new incentives which are being provided by the government? and the sector, different sectors, and how the young entrepreneurs should be benefited by all these schemes. So therefore, this particular event was thought of, India's Startup Revolution, an exciting journey from idea to market. So today in this journey, we have with us, we say about the triple helix model where, industry, the R&D organizations and the government all should come together to make a flourishing ecosystem. And I'm very happy today in this meeting, we have representatives from all the three sectors, be it the industry, be it the R&D institutions or academic institutions and the private sectors. So I think today the young researchers will get an opportunity to talk to the leaders, talk to the fellow, startup innovators and entrepreneurs, discuss their issues, discuss their problems, get encouraged by the success stories by sharing their, journey of entrepreneurship here. I am very happy that we have with us Indira Gandhi National Open University, Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University, NRDC, Indian Agriculture Research, MIT University, Science and Technology Division of Taiwan, and we are extremely happy that we have with us Confederation of Indian Industry Delhi chapter. Alokji is with us. So we are very happy that we are organizing this event in collaboration. When I talk about the dignitaries sitting on the dais, I think that will be very motivating and encouraging for the young entrepreneurs that we have with us Dr. Omkar Rai. As I said, he is CEO of Startup Odisha. So I think we could not think of a better name, that who should be the chief guest of today's function. And in Startup Odisha, the kind of revolution he has brought up, the kind of increase in the number of startups happening, and the ease of doing this startup and innovation has happened in his time is really remarkable. And I must say, sir, because I know your journey as DG's Software Technology Parks of India, that time also he established software technology parks across India. And the best thing which he has done, and which I would really like to admire, that he took those technology parks not only to tier 1 to tier 2 cities also. And I think with the Chandrayaan success, now everybody recognizes the power of tier 2 cities, power of tier 2 institutions, power of tier 2 colleges, and the talent which comes from our rural areas and from our semi-urban areas. Sir, so you have created a huge service to the nation by taking software technology parks to tier 2 cities of India, and now we know that how India is emerging as a software power in the country. In G20 also we have seen that. Then we have with us Shri Puneet Kauraji, Chairman of CII Delhi, and I think very inspiring for all of you, a young CEO of Samtel Avionics is among us. So you should, take him as a role model. How avionics, which is a highly deep technology industry, he's into avionics and the defense areas when it comes to developing different kind of, rugged displays, cockpit displays, and equipments for military and commercial platforms. So having these two dignitaries on dais, we are really feeling ourselves very fortunate that our young entrepreneurs will be getting wisdom from you, and they will be highly motivated. I would like to congratulate Dr. Sujit and Dr. Naresh for taking this initiative from the heart. Sometimes we, organize programs, but I could see the passion and the happiness on their faces when they were, connecting with you. So many students have connected with us, so many industries have connected with us, so many startups have connected with us. So the kind of energy they have, that was really remarkable. So I congratulate them. And once again, I welcome all of you here, and thank you for sparing your time to be part of this convention. And I wish you a very interactive session whole day and a happy stay. Thank you so very much. Namaskar.
आपका अनेक अनेक धन्यवाद मैम। आपको सुनना हमारे लिए सदा से बहुत ही अद्भुत रहा है और मैं इस बात को दावे से कह सकती हूँ कि यहाँ जितने भी छात्र छात्राएं बैठे हुए हैं उनके अंदर आत्मनिर्भर बनने के लिए एक नई ऊर्जा का प्रवाह आपने किया है और उन्हें प्रेरित किया है। आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अब मैं डॉक्टर सुजीत भट्टाचार्य से निवेदन करूँगी कि वो आएँ और इस पूरे कार्यक्रम की प्रस्तावना को प्रस्तुत करें, जिससे हम सभी इस कार्यक्रम की रूपरेखा, उद्देश्य और विचार को समझ सकें। स्वागत करते हैं डॉक्टर सुजीत भट्टाचार्य का जोरदार तालियों से। सर प्लीज।
It is an honor and privilege for me to really be here in front of you with such eminent dignitaries, and I will be very brief because we had actually tweaked in some certain ways our program today in the morning, and we went to the exhibition which was post facto, and many of our distinguished guests have to leave a bit early. But what I will just take it from our director's call, and that makes our setting. She has set the tone for this whole workshop, and as many of you would be interacting with me throughout, so and I am virtually seeing them and now seeing them in front of me. And many of you will be glad to know that they have, among them, actually created 200, 500, 300 or more startups through their own incubations. So we have many big incubators here. And interestingly, there are sector agnostic, we wanted to make it. So we had actually called upon various different colleges, universities, and so it should not be focused within, as our director was saying, that Tier 1 or Tier 2 are also very important. In the same way, we did not focus only on IITs. We focused on IGNOU, we focused on Delhi Skill University. We tried to tap upon other in the NCR who are really, we were surprised to see the way they have actually shaping this ecosystem, and our studies in different parts of the country are also giving this strong statement of that. As director has said, Amity and others have already started, in a sense, a catalyst in that region. So as you see that, if you look closely through the program, you will find that there are many who will be joining at different points of time during this whole day, event today. And for the students also who are coming, I came to understand that many of the students have their, some they have lost and some have their morning exam, and so they will be joining us. But each of you, I would say that not only for them, for us also, it's an exciting journey. And really speaking, when I went to Odisha, KIIT, I saw a person of 82 years old, and who said that, who was from JNU, and I knew him, that professor, and he said that, see, it was the time for me to wake up call, because I know how to create this nanomaterial based mask. And so he opened a startup during the COVID-19 times, and he showed me that how he is creating this nano mask. So this is it. The exciting journey is from at every ages. So for all of us that think of an exciting idea, and let us move forward. And we have now also the great support systems which we are creating. And I think that what Madam has said, NIScPR is an interface between science, technology, industry and society. So within that, we handhold each other and we learn. And I come from innovation systems, and for that, it is always a learning systems which we are trying to create. And let us enjoy this workshop and listen to these most distinguished experts and all who will take us to the journey forward. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। अब इस कार्यक्रम के हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि श्री पुनीत कौरा जी को मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी, लेकिन उससे पहले उनके एक संक्षिप्त इंट्रो के बारे में आपको बता देते हैं। आप सेमटल एवियोनिक्स लिमिटेड एसए में प्रबंध निदेशक और सीईओ हैं, जो रक्षा एवियोनिक्स बख्तरबंद वाहनों और रेलवे अनुप्रयोगों में उच्च स्तरीय अनुप्रयोगों के लिए अत्याधुनिक प्रणालियों में एक प्रमुख भारतीय हैं। ऐसे 50 साल से पुराने सेमटल ग्रुप ऑफ का एक हिस्सा है और जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के क्षेत्र में अग्रणी है, जिसकी रक्षा और एवियोनिक्स, रेलवे और शिक्षा सहित विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में बहुआयामी उपस्थिति है। आप भारतीय उद्योग परिसंघ CII के दिल्ली चैप्टर के अध्यक्ष के रूप में भी कार्यरत हैं। CII दिल्ली की सभी प्रमुख पहलों का नेतृत्व करना, नीति निर्माताओं, रणनीतिक विचारकों और उद्योग जगत के सभी लोग आपसे जुड़े हुए हैं। आपने संयुक्त राज्य अमेरिका के बेंटले कॉलेज से प्रबंधन में स्नातक उत्तीर्ण किया है और सेमटल के एवियोनिक्स के रक्षा व्यवसाय के निर्माण और विकास के लिए भारत आने से पहले कॉर्निंग इनकॉर्पोरेटेड USA और सेमटल इलेक्ट्रॉन डिवाइसेस जर्मनी के साथ आप कार्यरत रहे हैं और अब कंपनी को रक्षा और रेलवे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ने के लिए नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं। विगत वर्ष आपको नीति आयोग द्वारा प्रधानमंत्री के चैंपियंस ऑफ चेंज थिंक टैंक के लिए चुना गया था और आप युवा CEO की एक स्थायी टीम का हिस्सा हैं। सेमटल को एक अग्रणी भारतीय संगठन द्वारा SIDM चैंपियन अवार्ड्स के साथ साथ फ्रॉस्ट और सुल्विन हॉट इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी अवार्ड और इंडियन इनोवेशन अवार्ड से सम्मानित किया गया है। आपको एविएशन वीक पत्रिका द्वारा वैश्विक एयरस्पेस उद्योग में 40 वर्ष से कम आयु के लिए विशेष रूप से शीर्ष 40 नेताओं में से एक के रूप में मान्यता भी दी गई है। तो आइए जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत करें श्री पुनीत कौरा जी को। श्री सर प्लीज।
सबको वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। प्रोफेसर रंजना अग्रवाल, डायरेक्टर CSIR, Dr. Surjit Bhattacharya ji, Chief Scientist and Workshop Coordinator, CSIR, Dr. Omkar Rai, Executive Chairman of Startup Odisha, and Dr. Naresh Kumar, Chief Scientist and Workshop of Coordinator, CSIR. And thank you for all of you to join us this morning. As you know, the subject was very interesting, and when Alok called me, who's part of my Delhi Council, talking about this seminar, it made a lot of sense for me to come here today, and I wanted to share my journey with you, and I think that it is quite relevant to the topic that we have today with the seminar. So, translating ideas into success, I think this is what I wanted to talk about today. And I want to basically take you back. I mean, you must have heard the introduction. This is a 50-year-old group. But the company that I represent and we started is actually about a decade old, little bit more than a decade old. We started with a very high-tech area, which is avionics. We are manufacturing now parts for Indian Air Force. We are also manufacturing parts for some air forces around the world. We work with the US Army in the US as some products we make for them. We are also into multiple products which are into railway electronics, as was mentioned in the presentation. So in my introduction, I think I want to take you back. And what I have done is although I wanted you to see the slides, but okay, you can, great. So basically, I have decided to put my story into 3 parts. One is how this idea came about. So I call it the stage of idea generation, where anything that starts needs a lot of effort to first of all decide what you want to do, pick up something which is amongst the various options you have. That will be something that you would build, and then you build upon that in the initial stage. So I think I want to take you back when we started this, and this was somewhere in the, when I was just finishing college. And I remember that I had gone, at that time, Samtel used to make picture tubes. We were world's largest picture tube manufacturers, and that business was actually dwindling down, because of the technology change that was coming, and we decided to look at opportunities. I was just finishing college, and it just happened so that I became part of this whole journey of looking at what we want to do. At that point of time, DRDO actually came to us, and this was, when we were still in early days of Atmanirbhar Bharat. This was before the real push that came in the last 9 years from our Honorable Prime Minister. This was that time, and we picked up a project which we did with DRDO. This was actually a cockpit display we developed with mostly very young scientists, some experienced DRDO professionals who were part of the team, and also many different consultants who were with us. And this took us about 7-8 years, and this particular product actually is now flying with, we have formed a joint venture with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and this joint venture actually supplies to all different platforms of Indian Air Force. As you know, HAL is the major manufacturer of all platforms, and we are on the Sukhoi 30, which is India's main battle aircraft with the largest fleet of almost close to 300, 270, 280 aircrafts. We are of course on all the helicopters, we are on many trainers, and some of the legacy platforms like Mirage 2000 and so on. So we of course developed this technology for the Sukhoi initially, and then diversified into different platforms. But going back to the journey when it started, I think I remember very distinctly, I was at an air show, and air show is where you see a lot of technologies of aerospace field, and I had gone and I saw many aircrafts flying there. And one very important thing when you pick up an idea is you should have passion for what you pick up in the initial stages, and especially as young people listening to me, I think that's very important. Whatever you decide to do right at the beginning, first of all, you must have passion for it. If you don't have passion for what you want to do, you will never be able to go through the ups and downs of the journey which follow. And I think that was the case. I was super excited for two reasons. Partially it was a young guy looking at the sky, and the products that fly in the air excited me. Just the sheer excitement of the noise of the fighter jets, and our products can be installed and help the pilots fly. That was one part of it. And the second part was actually also about making our country Atmanirbhar, which is what we use as terminology now. And it's very proud feeling for all of us at our company that, and by the way, my average age in the company is below 30. It's about 27, 28. And it's a pride feeling because we are part of protecting the country in some way. So the products we made actually are, giving our Air Force Indian products which help them keep our country secure. So I think that's another part of the passion that came in. So basically, if you look at some of the words, sentences used there, which have common knowledge, you should keep your eyes and ears open for new opportunities. They come at weird, sometimes you don't know when the opportunity is around the corner, and you should also very carefully look at the environment at that time. So our product that we picked, actually there was an environment pull also. There was a lot of push from the government to indigenize products, and I think this was the environment that basically helped us to grow. And I think that's an important criteria when you pick up some concept or idea that you want to build upon as a business. Of course, you need to be curious, you need to identify problems, opportunities as they come along, brainstorm, and a small seed can become a pretty big opportunity as we move along later. I think next I want to talk about is a very important part of the journey, which is where a lot of businesses fail. And this is basically consistency, commitment, and dedication. And this is the real phase where either you will succeed and you will develop it as a business, or you will disappear. This is a very difficult phase. You have lots of ups and downs. There are days you have to be basically starting afresh every day. There are challenges. There are some days when you are there are some days when you are actually wondering, are you in the right field? Are you in the right company? Are you doing something correct? or you are in the wrong something, you should change what you're doing. And I think you need to answer to yourself, give yourself a lot of confidence on everyday basis, and then give confidence to the people who are part of your team on everyday basis. So that is why that part of the journey is very, very difficult, but at the same time most important. That basically means you need a consistency in what you do, in your ideas, in your thoughts, in the way you look at your business, and the passion that you thought you started the business with. Of course, the commitment has to be 100% on a day-to-day basis. You have monetary challenges in a startup. You have quality challenges in a startup. As ma'am mentioned, in our kind of technology development, we need multiple trials of every product, and that creates a lot of challenges. So I think that is very important. And then, of course, the dedication. It's all about your mind end of the day. So I think we need to cultivate that, and we need to also keep on gathering a lot of feedback as we move along from people who know more than us and can be our gurus, can be people who can be the guiding force, can be the light for the business. And I was lucky to have such people around me. They were mentors. You need mentors. And I think that's a very important thing while you're building a business, to keep on talking to people who experience something similar, because those create those ideas which you probably didn't know what's there, or something that you don't even know is there. So definitely that would be a very important part. Going to the next phase, I think that is called the scale up phase for me. You are always looking at going to the next level in any business you're doing. So while you have developed something, you always want to also look at opportunities on what else can you do with the capabilities you have developed. And I think this should be a continuous hunger in every entrepreneur who's developed this business. I have it, and I hope everybody who starts a business has this. You are in this very dynamic world where there's so much disruption happening all the time. You're always looking for new markets, new technologies, new products, and that hunger should never die. And actually, it should only grow within your company. So I think if I look at our journey, I was fortunate to have some very key people who was part of the journey right from the start as part of the team, and who continue to have that hunger. As my hunger should be felt as much as by me, but should be felt by my team as well. And I'm fortunate I have quite a few members like that. Of course, another very important aspect in developing any business is networking. You should never give up on that, because you never know when you meet somebody what idea would come out, which can be the next idea for your business. So you should keep on talking to people, meeting new people, and I think that's very important. Of course, I mentioned already about the mentors. Continue looking for opportunities. I've covered that. And I have covered about talking about the passion. So I think all in all, what I want to say here is that if I look at the three parts I just talked about, the concept is a very important phase. It should be connected with the environment, connected with the passion you have. Then you come to the very difficult stage where either you will diminish or you will go to becoming a successful or a sustainable business, which is the second phase. And the third phase is always looking to scale up, because you never want to be consistent. Growth is part of life. So I think you need to keep on growing. I think these are the three basic learnings for me, and this is what I wanted to share with you this morning. I hope you have learned something from this. I'm open to questions afterwards, and thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। आइए अब हम अपने कार्यक्रम के अगले पड़ाव की ओर रुख करते हैं, जहां पर आज हम पुस्तक विमोचन करेंगे। इसके लिए मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी डॉक्टर विपिन कुमार, डॉक्टर शिव नारायण निषद, श्री अविनाश क्षितिज जी को। आज हम जिस बुक का विमोचन हमारे माननीय अतिथि करने वाले हैं, मैं उनसे अनुरोध करूंगी कि वो अपने कर कमलों द्वारा इस पुस्तक का विमोचन करें, जिसका हेडिंग है टेक रेडीनेस इवैल्यूएटिंग CSIR इनोवेशंस अंडर एग्रीकल्चर एंड एनवायरमेंटल थीम्स। जोरदार तालियां। माननीय अतिथियों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अब मैं CSIR निस्पर की दूसरी किताब फॉर ACSIR Academic Handbook for PhD Program, I would like to request Ms. Kirti Bansal and dignitaries on the dais. आप सभी से निवेदन है कि जोरदार तालियों से इस लम्हे को यादगार बनाएं। जी, और अब हम हमारी तीसरी पुस्तक की ओर बढ़ते हैं, जो कि एक सिंथेसिस रिपोर्ट है। इन एडिशन टू द डिग्नेटरीज ऑन द डायस, आई वुड लाइक टू कॉल प्रमिला मजुमदार एंड नितिन बयाल। गणमान्य अतिथियों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इन पुस्तकों के विमोचन के लिए। और आइए अब हम कार्यक्रम में आगे बढ़ते हैं, जहां पर वो घड़ी आ गई है जिसका हम सभी को इंतज़ार है। जी हाँ, आज कार्यक्रम के हमारे मुख्य अतिथि को सुनने का अवसर हमें मिल रहा है, तो आइए उनका एक संक्षिप्त परिचय आपके सामने हम प्रस्तुत करते हैं। डॉक्टर ओमकार राय स्टार्टअप ओडिशा के कार्यकारी अध्यक्ष हैं। इससे पहले वह STPI के पूर्व महानिदेशक रहे हैं। उनके नेतृत्व में IT, ITES, ESDM उद्योग में भारी वृद्धि देखी गई है। भारत में तकनीकी स्टार्टअप पर पारिस्थितिक तंत्र में क्रांति लाने में आपने महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है। आप सॉफ्टवेयर उत्पाद राष्ट्र के नायक रहे हैं और उभरती हुई तकनीक में 20 COE की स्थापना का आपने नेतृत्व भी किया है। वह IT उद्योग के विकास के लिए आवश्यक नीति निर्माण में सक्रिय रूप से शामिल है। आपके नेतृत्व में STPI डिजिटल इंडिया, मेक इन इंडिया और स्टार्टअप इंडिया के दृष्टिकोण के अनुरूप विभिन्न योजनाओं और कार्यक्रमों को क्रियान्वित कर रहा है। आपको उद्योग जगत की लगातार बदलती ज़रूरतों की गहरी समझ है, इसीलिए आप उद्योग के सामने आने वाली चुनौतियों को कम करने के लिए हमेशा नवीन समाधान खोजने का प्रयास करते रहते हैं। आप MHRD भारत सरकार के IIIT परिषद और IIIT PPP के समन्वय मंच के स्थायी समिति के सदस्य और भारतीय मानक ब्यूरो BIS की IT और ITES अनुभागीय समिति के अध्यक्ष भी हैं। आपको अनेक पुरस्कारों से सम्मानित किया जा चुका है। इंडियन एक्सप्रेस द्वारा डिजिटल आइकन की पुरस्कार से आपको सम्मानित किया गया है। GLA विश्वविद्यालय ने आपको DAC की उपाधि से सम्मानित किया है। CII ने 2021 में आपको इकोसिस्टम इनेबल ऑफ द ईयर पुरस्कार से भी सम्मानित किया है। अब मैं हमारे मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर ओमकार राय जी को आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी और उनके अग्रणी विचारों के लिए आपके सामने उन्हें बुलाना चाहूंगी। तालियों से स्वागत है हमारे बीच उपस्थित ऐसे प्रतिभावान डॉक्टर ओमकार राय जी का।
The dignitaries on the dais, esteemed director of this institution, NISpR CSIR, Professor Ranjana Agrawal ji, the guest of honor, Mr. Puneet Kauda, the esteemed scientist from NISpR, Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya, Dr. Naresh Kumar, the dignitaries who are here in the audience, delegates, startups. It's my proud privilege to be here. And I must express my gratitude towards NISpR CSIR for inviting me to witness this very occasion and participate. I must say that we have heard the wonderful introduction and welcome address by esteemed Professor Ranjana Agrawal ji, and thereafter we have also listened to the noted industrialist and innovator Mr. Puneet Kauda. We have also seen the exhibition exhibited by startups And I am very sure that we understand the significance and importance of entrepreneurship and startups in the nation building. The very topic, India's startup revolution, is on innovation. And I am sure that this is the future that India holds. And the startup ecosystem will actually drive and create much needed growth, much needed wealth and job and opportunity for this nation. Over a period of time, we have seen that after independence, we have witnessed several revolutions. I always tell my audience in the startup ecosystem that we have created agriculture revolution, we call it green revolution, and then we also created a kind of white revolution. And the third most important revolution that India created is known as IT revolution of India. It's not properly termed by the ecosystem players, but we all know that the third revolution, which is IT services industry we call, has made India very proud and created at this juncture about $180 billion exporting industry with 5.1 million people who are working across the value chain. Why I am trying to talk about IT services industry? Because this industry started on its own based on the talent that we had within this country, without any machinery, without any funding, without anything indigenous. It just was founded on the talent and policies of the government. And it was an outsourcing business. We used to draw business from across the world and used to serve and deliver those business to our customers. And as of now, India, as I said, is about $180 billion exporting industry, employs 5.1 million engineers, professionals across the value chain. And today, India is home for the development and delivery of, creation of and delivery of most of the R&D for rest of the world. So we are delivering now R&D as a service to the rest of the world. And that is why we are a nation where most of the R&D is being, technology is being developed. This IT services industry, which is now an R&D services industry, in fact, technology development industry, in fact, is the foundation for development of India Stack in this country. We know about India Stack, Aadhaar, UPI, and such other platforms that are being developed, ONDC, digital public goods and all. It is all being powered and has been founded on the success and the kind of strength, foundation that has been created by IT services industry, because the talent and the know-how that remains in the body of IT services industry is powering a very fast-track growth of India Stack. Second most important revolution that this IT services industry has powered is the technology-based startup ecosystem in this country. We know that as of now, we are a nation where we are 107, we have 107 unicorns, and the number of unicorns and number of technology startup ecosystem in this country is going at a very faster pace. In the year 2021, we created 44 unicorns. And in 2022, we created 24 unicorns. This is the kind of pace, this is the kind of speed that this India is creating, witnessing in terms of startup, technology, startup ecosystem growth. What Madam was just, Ranjana Agrawal was referring to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. In 2022, we found that only 9 unicorns out of 24 were created from Tier 1 cities. That means that we are becoming very inclusive, and the young boys and girls from smaller towns from this country are also participating in the ideation, in the creation of a startup and creating a lot of success and wealth for this nation. And that phenomena that we are witnessing is the actual, where we can actually feel and believe that in times to come, this is the phenomena. This is the young boys and girls from the smaller towns, Tier 2 cities, who speak their own language. They talk in vernacular. They are the people who will create technologies for this nation. I must say that apart from this IT services industry, which has, I said, that provided much needed talent, mentors, investment in the startup ecosystem, another most important thing that has happened is the digitization in this country. Very fast track digitization happened across the value chain, across the nation, and that has helped us to create a lot of user base for the startups, and that is why they are growing at a very faster pace, their valuation is growing, and that is helping us to create the wealth. The entire outreach, digital outreach that we have in India now, the rural poor, the people from far-flung areas, from remotest part of this country, they are accessing the digital technologies and accessing the information. And therefore, the kind of asymmetry we talk about, whether it is asymmetry of information, whether it is asymmetry of access to market, whether it is asymmetry of access to the capital, asymmetric to the access to the ecosystem, it is fast getting, fast getting minimized. And that is why, while you work in your own town, in your city, in your university, not in metros, you are accessing the same kind of ecosystem, sales kind of resources and support that you require to develop your ideas and convert your ideas into a startup, and product. I must say that another most important thing that has happened, that the cost to ideate has gone very down. It's no more costly to ideate, because entire technology that is available today is cloud-based, SaaS-based, and it is not CapEx, it is OpEx-based. So upfront you need not to invest a lot. And therefore in these times, if you are conceiving an idea, you are ideating and coming to develop those products and services, you are not required to invest very heavily beforehand. Apart from that, an ecosystem has also grown, because you know that a lot of investors are now present in India, because a lot of success that has been created by the startup ecosystem, so it has attracted a large pool of mentors from all across the world, large pool of investors from all across the world, and they understand the value of India, value of Bharat, and they are actually now getting merged in the entire ecosystem. And therefore, if you have a very strong idea, you can always get connected to the ecosystem. And I am very sure that some of you or most of you who are indulging in the startup ecosystem, you might have got the feel that how fast they reach to you if your idea has a power. Because now people come to know that you have a very strong idea and you are working somewhere, because there is an ecosystem already in place, and this ecosystem is quite digitized. I must say that in times to come, as I said, the cost to think, cost to develop the product is not very cost intensive in India, and therefore it is an era of India. I always say that we are transitioning towards becoming world leader in true sense, because today these are the digital technology, emerging technologies, which are very idea intensive. They are not capital intensive. And we have a lot of talent pool in India. Universities are doing better. The entire ecosystem has grown to a level. And therefore, the young boys and girls who are indulging in becoming ideator, becoming a startup, they are getting fast successes. And these successes are being witnessed and experienced by their peers all across the country. And that is creating that self-esteem, that confidence that is needed to actually undertaking this kind of journey to become an entrepreneur, taking risk of becoming an entrepreneur, indulging in such an ecosystem which is not too productive, not too predictive. And that is why I must say that the time has come when we all have to work together. If you look at the governments at all level, the governments are working towards creation of that ecosystem, hand-holding, and coming up with those policies and programs that fast tracks and create much needed hand-holding and support the upcoming startup ecosystem. There is a very healthy competition among the states to create an architected, engineered growth of an ecosystem. The states are taking all of pain, making an effort that the ecosystem grows not in a default mode, but it must grow in an architected mode. I will cite a case of an example of the state of Odisha, where I come from. I must say that all the ingredients of making a startup ecosystem is already present there. We have 4 lakh square feet of space, which is an incubator, state incubator, we call it OHub. We have a group of 27 incubators funded by the government of Odisha. We have created fund of fund. We have created a large mentor pool. We are creating a venture capital fund. We are launching a corporate innovation program. Very soon, very recently, just yesterday, we launched a startup yatra to connect entire state, every nook and corner of. This is not the only state that is doing. If you look at the ecosystem, even Goa, government of Goa is doing this mass outreach program. And therefore, I must say that the states are having very healthy competition. They are learning from each other, and they are trying their best to make sure that we outreach to the people, young boys and girls, in every nook and corner of the state or the nation. And that is creating a kind of inclusive movement in this country. because it is no more limited. It is no more limited to the only tier 1 and those cities where we have an ecosystem. So the ecosystem is being taken to the last mile, to every nook and corner, and therefore wherever you are, you can now access those things. There is no more asymmetry of the resources and ecosystem. You can access from there because there is an age of internet. You have all the knowledge. The entire system is digitized, and therefore that asymmetry is getting fast minimized. I am very sure that in times to come, more and more young boys and girls would indulge into ideation, indulge into innovation, and ultimately create their own venture, create their own startup, and not only they will create wealth for themselves, create job for their peers and friends, but they will bring a lot of glory, a lot of pride for this nation. With these good few words, I must again congratulate NIScPR, its esteemed director, Professor Ranjana Agrawalji, and entire team of scientists from the NIScPR for conducting this exhibition and this very workshop and conference, and also bringing a lot of experts for deliberation. I am a net beneficiary of this event. I must thank you all for being with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening and insightful words and views. अब मैं इस सभागार में स्वागत करना चाहूँगी एनपीएल के निदेशक डॉक्टर वेणुगोपाल जी का। सर, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। कार्यक्रम के अंतिम पड़ाव पर अब हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापन के लिए। इसके लिए मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी CSIR-NISpR के मुख्य वैज्ञानिक डॉक्टर नरेश कुमार जी को। He works with the area of mathematical modeling and his work has attracted global attention. He coordinates many programs in the institute also. Please welcome Dr. Naresh.
नमस्कार सभी को and welcome. Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Omkar Rai ji, Chairman of Startup Odisha, Guest of Honor Sri Puneet Kaura ji, Chairman CII Delhi State Council and CEO Semtel Avionics Limited, our Director Professor Ranjana Agrawal ji, Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya ji, Chief Scientist and Dean Policy Research, Dr. Vipin Kumar, Senior Principal Scientist, our most valued invited guest, ladies and gentlemen, and our online participant, those who are connected with us through online or online streaming. Participant, very good morning and namaskar to all of you. I consider it's a great privilege to me to propose a vote of thanks to all the dignitaries sitting on the dais and sitting in front of this conference hall, or invited guests to be part of this important event. Respected dignitaries and participants, the ambitious 1 week 1 program of the CSIR-NISpR was got up to start on 6th September at the PhD Chamber of Commerce with curtain raiser by the Honorable Minister of SNT, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, with the objective to showcase with college youth activities of CSIR-NISpR such as Scientist-Student Connect, stakeholders with the stakeholders interaction with the college youth, researcher, scholar, different stakeholders, academia, industry discussion, and outreach of these CSIR, different stakeholders, outreach ideas of CSIR-NISpR to the common people of the country, to the industry. As yesterday in the inaugural session, it was very much emphasized that CSIR-NISpR has a great potential to be an effective bridge between the different CSIR laboratory and other SNT organizations in the country to disseminate science policy research in the country. So today's theme of this event is India's startup renovation, exciting journey from an idea to market, which encompasses a diverse aspect of a startup to enhance the startup ecosystem in the country, as our chief guest, Dr. Omkar Rai ji, recently said. So there is a need of the hour to enhance our capacity of the startup program or MSME program in the country to make the big, a great hub or manufacturing sector in the country as the emphasis of the government of India. All of you agree that the esteemed guest, our Dr. Omkar Rai ji, our Kaura Sahab, has set the tone of this conference for the following days. So on behalf of the CSIR-NISpR family and organizing committee, we are deeply grateful to our chief guest, Dr. Omkar Rai ji, a former DG Software Technology Park of India and currently chairman of the startup Odisha. A lot of has been elaborated by Dr. Rai ji, but I was browsing Dr. Rai activities and work done for the country. So I mentioned few of them. He has played a pivotal role in nurturing innovation and entrepreneurship by recognizing more than 1,200 startups in the country, and 21 incubators and 75 entrepreneurship cells under the initiative after going to the Odisha startup center. By his efforts, recently Startup Odisha has come up with a world-class incubation center comprises of state-of-the-art plug-and-play infrastructure to incubate startup and support startup activities in the state of the Odisha. So thank you, sir. We are honored for your presence and being with us despite your busy schedule and other commitments on the occasion of this NISpR 1 Week, 1 Lab program. We are thankful, Dr. Kovera Sahab, to being with us here. After a very busy schedule, he was very much busy. And special thanks goes to CIA also, because CIA India is the partner of this event, Startup India. So thank you very much, sir, for supporting us. Here it is worth mentioning there's more than, I would like to mention this outside in the campus, more than 30 startups from the different areas are taking part in this event. Thank you so much to all the participants from the industry and exhibitors. Thank you so much. Here I take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to our director, Professor Anjana Agrawal ji, for her dynamic leadership to finalize and formalize this event on this startup. As all we all know that for the last 4 or 5 days, the whole city was closed due to this, due to some restriction, due to this G20 summit. But to formalize, and Dr. Madam was available for us around the clock. So thank you, Madam, very much for supporting us and for guiding us during this whole activities. We are also thankful to the director of his staff. Those people have given us a very supportive, at all time we were there and they were also for us. We are also thankful to the coordinator, Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya ji, who is the key instrumental behind this event, and he has done a lot of work for formalizing and for consolidating the theme. Dr. Vipin Kumar, Sri Avinash Chitij, Dr. Sandhya, and all team members of this startup event did a hard work to conceptualize and formalize the event in the present form. So I extend my sincere thanks to all of them. So thank you all of them to my team member of this startup. We also express our gratitude to Dr. Yogesh Suman, chairperson of the core committee, and his team. And we are also thankful Dr. Madam Charu Verma and her IT team for giving support and for telecasting or broadcasting online. And Gupta ji also speaking, he is very much from the beginning, he is with us. I also extend my sincere thanks to our finance, accounts, administration, and store and purchase, particularly controller of administration, administrative officer, controller of finance and accounts, AOs and finance and account officer, SPO from our NISpR for their support. I also extend my sincere thanks to my committee members and all other committee members for their continuous support and coordination. So thank you all very much. Last but not least, we are very much thankful to our director CSIR-NPL who is sitting in front of the row. And yesterday my colleague Avinash Chitij was here about 7:30. He called me, sir, director NPL है मैं क्या करूँ? मैंने उनसे बोला मैंने कहा सारी जिम्मेदारी उन्हीं को दे दो, ठीक रहेगा. तो it seemed that we got a lot of support from the NPL. 7:30, Director NPL was in this corridor. So thank you, sir, very much for giving support. We are also thankful to Dr. K.K. Maurya ji and his team and CEO NPL for giving all support and for arranging all this logistic for us. It is not possible to thank everyone for such appreciating involvement and the willingness they have expressed to finish this work. So thank you so much to all of them. Once again, we are thankful to have experts from different organizations and institutions I am sure that our institute will be benefited in future also from all the experts from the country and those who are sitting here. So thank you very much, and Jai Bharat.
धन्यवाद सर। राष्ट्र के प्रति सम्मान हम सभी का परम कर्तव्य है। इसी परम कर्तव्य के लिए आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि कृपया राष्ट्रगान के सम्मान में अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं।
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
भारत माता की जय। जी, अब मैं हमारे मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर ओमकार राय जी और विशिष्ट अतिथि श्री पुनीत कौड़ा जी को आमंत्रित करती हूं कि वो सभागार के बाहर लगी प्रदर्शनी का उनके कर कमलों द्वारा उद्घाटन करें। सभागार में सभी उपस्थित सुधीगण, गण्यमान्य नागरिकों और छात्र छात्राओं से मेरा निवेदन है कि वो सभी प्रदर्शनी स्थल पर पहुंचे और उसके उपरांत थैंक यू सर, आप सभी के लिए हाई टी का प्रबंध किया गया है।